And they know when Marc Soler is off the front, it is danger.
Well, George has now got a couple of bike lengths. Soler has to close that gap to stay with him, and this is starting to look like something of a threat. Let's see how committed they are. The problem for AYUSO is that he's got Soler up in front of him, who is hyper unpredictable. And quite frankly, sometimes the red mist just comes down and he goes for it. It could be an unexpected Soler victory today, if indeed George Bennett can't stop him. George Bennett, that's some good results actually, of course under his Palmares, and indeed here. It's been at a reasonably, by his own standards, quiet start to the season. He was busy with the Nationals, of course, third in the road race, and a decent result in the time trial as well. But it's about now, quite frankly. Fortunato, hoping to roll the dice. Why not, Mr. Lucky? Let's see if he is today. I think he'd have to be, but he is a stage winner from the Giro d'Italia, don't forget. He's had a Fon Ardèche finish on the podium so far this year, his best result of the season so far. He's in the pointy end at the moment, but Marc Soler, Mr. Unpredictable, is out front. Now then, this is your chase, and you can see a whole raft of talent back here that would like to get involved. Egan Bernal, Colombian champion for Indies Grenadiers, is there, and so don't look for red, look for the white jersey with that flag. Soler drifts over the other side of the road. Fortunato closes the gap, offers up a back wheel to George Bennett here. 5k to go, but crucially, Robbie, 2 before we get to the top, and then we have this sprint finale.
Yeah, well, just over 1.2 kilometres until they get over the top, and exactly 1.2 now, and then they start to go down. But back in that peloton, yes, there's a lot of talent, yes, there's a lot of firepower, but at the moment, everybody just leaving the work up to young Pellizzari from Red Bull, Bora Hansgrohe, for Primož Roglič, everybody else just biding their time, saving their legs. And they're also seeing that the gap has been fairly stable over the last kilometre and a half since this attack went up the road. Adam Yates has dropped into the back of the peloton at the moment, just having a quick little conversation with Storno Mitten at the back, and Soler has ridden them out of the wheel.
Yes, he said, see ya. We thought the red mist might descend. Now, if he's going to get called back, I imagine he's going to pull the earpiece. It's Fortunato who tries to grind into the gap. That looks like Sepp Kuss is on another charge just behind her. Is it Simon Yates, actually, by the look of his riding style? Let's wait and see. We said Simon Yates sometimes can open the box on days like today, and it's nothing but blinding light on the inside of it. Let's wait and see. They're in the shadows at the moment. 4.5 kilometres to go. Just onto the shoulder there of George Bennett, who looks like he may have shot the bolt. Meanwhile, Fortunato is trying to grind to stay with Marc Soler here. Not quite sure what instructions he's been given today. Lots of checking over shoulders in the pursuit here, with a few others as well asking questions of themselves.
Yep, that is Sepp Kuss who's coming across, that lanky style of the American, and he's closing down on Fortunato and Marc Soler, and a hesitation now behind as Kuss is just coming into the wheels. A check over the shoulder, and he sees a really handy gap, about 500 metres till they take on that short descent. You see how quickly he bridged that gap. Now there's another counter acceleration coming in what is left of the peloton at the front.
Let's wait and see.
EF Education
waiting there, biding their time with Richard Carapaz. I think that's Chavez has just been dispatched after doing a lot of the protecting work. Meanwhile, they're just rocking and rolling with it at the moment. Van Eetveld is still very much here. There he is for Lotto. Just on the back wheel of Richard Carapaz, who drifts to the side, opens up the centre of the road. Not tempted to go through yet, one AYUSO. There is indeed Simon Yates back here, along with Wilco Kelderman. But their man is up the road, Sepp Kuss, who's decided to dig in for this one. 3.9 kilometres to go, not that far before we get that downhill run, and then indeed a chance to bring it home. Wow, Soler, Fortunato and Kuss. Kuss looked like he had some legs. I thought he was going to go straight by this pair, but he's kept it sensible. He needs that effort, indeed, to spend it once he actually gets into this dip, and then picks up in a few moments' time. Chairlift's not working for the time being, but indeed, who's going to help themselves at a moment like this? Into the sunshine they come, into the shallows it will be, and then that downhill dip before that sprint the pace that we get at that moment actually is frightening, and a whole sequence as well in the last kilometre of twists and turns, which we'll talk you through when we get there. The last hairpin, by the way, comes with about 100 metres to go. If you get to that, then you've practically done the job, quite frankly. About 150 metres to go. Here we go then. Time to tip into this downhill section, which looks almost rude at the end of a day like this, Robbie.
Well, tricky little downhill run. You saw just some lumps and bumps as well, off-camber sections through the corner. The gap has grown slightly. It must be out at around 9-10 seconds now. And Sepp Kuss absolutely going for it. 80 kilometres an hour, 2.8k to go. And the final kick up to the line comes at around 1.6 kilometres to go. So another kilometre downhill and sort of flat-ish. And who's trying to push things along in the peloton, because it's no one team really taking things on at the moment. Bahrain victorious with a big turn on the front at the moment.
Three up front, they're coming into the dip. We've got about 200 metres to go before they hit it and then start climbing. Enric Mas just tightening his shoes a moment ago. I saw within the pack. He's got to start striking out. They're going to stop these guys. Lenny van Eetveld as well for Lotto could well be in the frame. Soler just looking at the back end of Sepp Kuss at the moment, with Fortunato at the back of that trio. 1,800 metres to go, so all of a sudden they'll start to pick this up and then grinding for the line. The Flamme Rouge, by the way, comes at a flat section, so virtually all of the climbing today has been dealt with. They've got to get through these series of little steps right now, and here we are. It's picking up. It will go to a plateau, and then you will see the Flamme Rouge before it picks up again before the line. They've still got a margin here. And we've seen this before, Robbie. You can make a steal on a day like today, unless indeed the alarm bells are heeded behind.
There you go, 14 seconds. They've got a really good gap with 1.4 kilometres to go. It will all depend on if the pace stays on here at the front. Sepp Kuss wanted to stick to the wheel of Marc Soler, who is now not giving it everything on the front, and the pace comes on behind. Richard Carapaz will be starting to like his chances in a finish like this against the likes of Primož Roglič. Probably those two of the fastest of the climbers left in this group. But if you're going to sprint for the victory, you've got to catch the break first. And Marc Soler, well, he normally always pushes on. He's not very good at that sort of poker game and bluff of, oh, I'll let you do it. He's to look over the shoulder. Shouldn't take him long to make another acceleration. He'll be getting very nervous about getting caught now, because look at that gap. That has shrunk. It is halved.
It has. Can't see who's driving it on. I believe it's Esteban Chavez, but Richard Carapaz is about wheel 3 of the chase here as they head around this headland. And here's that flatter section. Well, if you've got anything left sprint-wise, it's you're going to have to start thinking about how you use it. And here they come. They're going to get tagged if they're not careful. Fortunato looked the most nervous of that trio. Waiting to see if Sepp Kuss has got anything left to kick on here. The little flat section is just about to be ironed out. In fact, they're just picking up now and climbing once again. And here it is, a proper grind. Now there are some big percentages at the very last here, and that could serve these guys very well indeed. But look at the gap, it's nothing at all. Who's got anything left to deliver right now? Fortunato is here. I think that's Harold Lopez that's got some belief as well. Couldn't see Wout Poels, but you never know. 5.72, 5.65, and here we go.
Gull is the man who hits the front now for Decathlon and starts to lead them out with 500 metres to go. Primož Roglič up into second wheel, and the one AYUSO onto the wheel of Primož Roglič. He knows who to follow in a situation like this. The Soler still there trying to help AYUSO, more getting in the way than anything else, and here comes the lead out from Soler.
Yeah, here is the lead out from Soler. Then what can AYUSO do to deliver, and what can Roglič do to stop him? Roglič looks very, very threatening at the moment. Everyone else just looking on, but Enric Mas is very much in the frame as well. He's got a lot to deliver at moments like this. Egan Bernal also wants to get involved, but here comes the grind. AYUSO's waiting to launch, can't quite see it. Roglič goes first. AYUSO straight onto his back wheel. Roglič Roglič looks really, really calm, I must say. Unthreatened. Mikkel Landa suddenly pops up. And let's have a look. Here it is. It's that drive to the line right now. Oh, and AYUSO just screams away. Roglič has got a lot of work to do if he's going to catch up with him. Roglič comes back around the outside. Oh, it's going to be on the line. Oh, my goodness, that's a photo. That is a photo for the line. Not quite sure. Roglič looked like he was out of it, but not panicking, just grinds back in. It's between the pair of them.